that's the turning point of the game. That one shuttle, that one careless move is going to cost Nalra this game. You feel that Oversky now is going to have a chance to re-establish his economic superiority. Nalra has got no army to speak of, and certainly nothing to be able to take on the size of the army that Oversky has. Nalra has got a couple of... okay, Nalra does have a couple of Reavers, but where were they when he needed them in that crucial battle? Excuse me, Oversky going for that main expansion from Nalra, which is the one with minerals left, and that one storm is going to hurt Oversky. Now, will Oversky crucially move his drones away this time around against those Reavers? The Reavers fire a couple of shots. Oversky not moving the drones. Oversky's drones staying put, taking the shots from the Reavers. Oversky again, poor micro by him, but he's got those ultras focusing on the Nexus underneath the Defiler Swarm. So great strategy by Oversky to do that. He knows he didn't have enough to take down all of Nalra's defenses, especially after that storm kill off most of his units. But Oversky really just... that's critical error by Oversky, losing a lot of his forces. But again, Nalra's got nothing to follow up those Reavers with. Oversky with a lot of Scourges, and that shuttle is going to get taken down. So Nalra loses the means to extract that Reaver, which is going to allow Oversky to finish that shuttle off. And the question for Nalra is, what is he going to do? He doesn't have a lot of economy. Oversky's built another expansion, but that expansion at the 1 o'clock position, he's rebuilt that. He's also rebuilt one in the bottom left of the map. So Oversky really in control now of this game. Nalra's Reavers get taken down by those Ultralists, and I'm not sure what Nalra's going to be able to do, because he doesn't have that large force that he had on the ground. And Nalra with a smirk, with a ironic, sarcastic smirk, cannot believe he is now going to lose this game, and it certainly looks as if he is. He's got a force on the ground, but it's just not nearly of the power of one that he had managed to build up earlier in the game. And Oversky with some decent micro in that battle is going to take down those fledgling units as he builds up another expansion in the middle left of the map, just right at the smack bang middle of the map. And Nalra now again trying to reinforce his units, but Oversky killing them as they pop out. Storms go off, that Ultralist gets taken down, but he's still got one Ultralist surviving, and Oversky meanwhile has rebuilt his economy. So really brilliant macro, and it looks like this is going to go to an ace match of 4 team ace. Brilliant play by Oversky, you've got to give him every credit for that. Nalra with a couple of Zealots will finish off that expansion. I don't think Oversky will care. He's got expansions all over the place. He's rebuilding one at 7 o'clock, he's got one at 9 o'clock. Nalra does not have the necessary to take down Oversky's remaining bases, and he's only just got a handful of Zealots, and you've got to feel that's going to be GG to Oversky. Oversky is going to have an advantage now, and Nalra really, he can only blame himself. He showed some strokes of genius. Oversky very careless in some of his strategy, very careless in some of his strategy, especially in terms of not microing those drones back from Nalra's Templar drops. But you've got to feel that Nalra threw that game away when he left that shuttle wandering with the 2 Reavers in it at the critical juncture when Nalra was about to break that 7 o'clock expansion. And even though the hatchery eventually died, it survived long enough, and Nalra losing those Reavers, he wasn't able to recover from it. So in the end, the Reavers were what put Nalra ahead, and unfortunately it's the Reavers that have cost him his game, or lack of Reavers that has cost him this game. And Oversky looks like he's going to close out, and I think Oversky, despite the fact that this hasn't been a game of, I would say, even though it's been a very entertaining and an excellent matchup, I don't think this has been a game of the highest quality. I think a player of probably Savior's caliber would probably have closed Nalra out a little bit earlier in this game, would not have lost his economy, would not have lost as many drones as he had in the way that Oversky had, though I'm sure I've never seen Savior play this kind of turtle strategy that we've seen Oversky play. Okay, I lie, I have seen it, but not frequently. At the same time, however, a better Protoss player such as Bisu would have probably not let Oversky survive after the number of drone kills that he got. And I think Nalra, what's cost him ultimately in the overall equation of the game, if you're gonna analyze it from that point of view, probably what's cost Nalra that game is his reluctance to put down more expansions. And I think he was a little bit stingy in that regard, choosing to build up a massive ground force. I think he could have still had a fairly dominant ground force without sacrificing his expanding power, which I believe he did. He only had 1 extra expansion at any point in the game, and I think ultimately when he did break Oversky's defenses, he just did not have the muscle to keep producing units quickly enough to take Oversky down. He did have that one large force. Oversky, you've got to give him credit for being brilliant in the way that he maneuvered around the map when he took the game to Nalra. That's when things changed. He was playing too defensively to start out with, but when he started pressuring Nalra, forcing Nalra to maneuver that one dominant force around to defend at different points of the map, that's when the game turned around for him, and obviously taking down that shuttle, that was crucial. But Oversky, you've got to give him credit, did that all game, putting the Scourges in the right positions. And when you do it, does pay off. I still feel he's got a little bit of development to go before he can be considered a top caliber Zerg player. There's still a few areas of his game that he needs to improve upon. His multitasking, for one, definitely seems to be lacking. We've seen drones sitting idle, not moving around, playing on all of the Zealots. Nalra, this is his last dish. If this fails, you feel he probably is going to GG, and this is going to fail because Oversky's got lurkers as well as Sunkens there. Nalra just running through that line to try and head for that undefended base that he thinks is undefended, but that's got a couple of Sunkens, and Oversky's going to be able to reinforce it from that Nihilus Canal. And Nalra, with an exasperated sigh and a shrug of the shoulders, types out GG. Oversky takes a historic victory here versus Nal Ra for Team Ace, pushing it into the Ace matchup, and you can just see how pumped up he is with that win. And I think he's answered a lot of questions about his longer game lasting ability and his late game playability, and I think you've got to give Oversky credit for that. Nevertheless, GG, great game. I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. I certainly did. It was a great matchup to watch, very entertaining, and unfortunate for Nal Ra, he still doesn't seem to be back to his best. This is Klazartsc, guys. Thanks for listening.
결국 줄타기였어요. 줄타기 하듯이 들어 뽑았어요.
경기 시작부터 연차하면 끝날 것 같았는데 그걸 들어온과 성큰 럴커가 버티면서 경기 끝날 때까지 자신의 스타일을 버리지 않고 아주 잘 해냈습니다.
네. 지금 전황의 어떤 그 우세와 열쇠가 몇 번 바뀌었는지 모르겠어요.
정말 이주영 선수 자신만의 색깔, 자신만의 저그다운 플레이를 고유한 선수입니다.
진짜 오랜만이죠. 이 경리하는 오른손도 손이 파르르 떨리는 이정 선수 44분 동안 그렇게 숨 돌리면서 벌벌벌 떨면서 경기한 거예요. 이에만 썼던 KTF 믿었던 강민이 잘 싸웠습니다만 이정 선수의 진짜 두 번 보기 힘든 편한 그 전술 드럼 뽑기. 드론 안 뽑았으면 그만큼도 못 뽑았어요 이정도.
네, 그렇죠. 아주 후반 뒷심 역시 이정 답답한 생각이 들었고, 어떤 상황에서도 자신의 스타일을 유지하는 이런 아주 끈기 있는 모습도 보기 좋았습니다.
자, 강민 아쉬워하죠. 왜냐면 몇 번을 역전하고 한방 병력을 통해서 이뤄낼 뻔했거든요.
네, 특히나 어떤 지속적인 하이템플러 드랍등을 통해서 상대의 정말 원천적인 힘은 드론이라는 것을 간파를 하고 드론을 줄여주는데 주력을 하고 성공을 거뒀습니다만 결국 이주영 선수의 플레이에 막히고 말았습니다.
네. 이주영 공군 입대 후에 첫 번째 프로리그 공식전. 진짜 진땀 빼면서 화면에 보이는 것처럼 진땀 빼면서 했고 강민도 마찬가지예요.
그렇습니다. 강민 선수가 오히려 중후반에는 더욱더 멋진 플레이 많이 보여주긴 했지만 후반 뒷심 이주영 선수의 멀티 장악 능력에 결국은 자원의 힘 앞에 무너지고 말았습니다.
네, 드론을 300마리 이상 잡은 것 같은데 600마리 뽑았어요. 이주영이 300마리가 더 남았어요.
네, 정말 요즘의 저그들, 보통의 저그들이 어떤 가난한 플레이를 좀 더 선호하면서 근데 정말 이주영 선수처럼 플레이하는 선수가 요즘 없거든요. 자신만의 어떤 색깔을 잘 보여준 경기 아니었나 생각이 듭니다.
오늘 역시 양팀의 대결 최종 에이스 결정전까지 가네요.
Let me aim